What up, people? Rasati out here in Singapore, and thank you so much for joining me on the Night Owl podcast. For those of you who've been joining me all the way from the beginning of this journey, I really appreciate you. I hope I've evolved a little bit. I hope I've given you something to think about each time you sit down and listen to me. And I really thank you guys for actually giving me feedback, writing in, contacting me, having dialogues and conversations. It means the world to me because without you guys, I don't know which direction to continue going, and that really helps. So I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I appreciate you listening and taking time out of your day because you have so many other options, obviously, but I'm glad you choose me anyway. So, as you guys know, lately I've been going through a lot of quotes. So, I go through my stories in the archives, even, and I go through new pages. I try to discover new things as much as possible. And sometimes it's old ideas that I'd forgotten about. Maybe it's a different way that people have put the idea, the way they've written it is different, so that I see it from a different angle. So, whenever I find something that's useful to me, I want to go ahead and pass it on to you guys because maybe it's the solution you've been seeking. Maybe it's a new belief that will make your life a little bit easier. So I'm taking the chance. I'm going out on a limb here. I want to share what I've learned so far. So today I came across this quote and it says, it's better to do less than you hoped than nothing at all. No 0 days. And I really love that idea. No 0 days, which means every day I am doing something. I'm not in a vegetative state. I'm not just sitting around waiting for someone to feed me. I actually get up and I go do things. So every interaction I feel like always has a ripple effect, right? And everything that I think, everything that I put into words, every motion, every action, interactions, conversations, content that I put out, content that I respond to, everything has value. And I think that when I show up in love, in a loving spirit, in an attitude that is to provide value, to leave the world a little bit better than when I found it, I feel like I really do create some momentum. So in that regard, I know there are plenty of days where I feel like I didn't do enough, that I'm failing somehow, that maybe, I didn't get through the list like I thought I was going to get through. Maybe I didn't have the energy to get up and go make dinner or make something fresh for lunch or sit with baby girl and teach her the way that I wanted to. Maybe my energy was low that day. Maybe I had too much to do and I didn't get everything done like I thought. And maybe I beat myself up a little bit. But the point being that I'm still grateful that I got up and did something rather than nothing at all. And so I feel like for me, 0 days has never really been an option. I will not have a 0 day. Even if I'm sick, right? There's always something that I can do. I can always answer a phone call. I can always rest for myself. And that's also doing something because if I don't get well, I can't perform, I can't serve, I can't be of value in the community. So this whole concept of doing something or a little bit is better than doing nothing at all is definitely improvement. People don't seem to realize the first step is always a doozy. And the first step is just a small step. It's just maybe getting out of bed in the morning. Maybe it's going out of the house to check the mail or to go to work. Maybe it's just to get up and make something for yourself to eat or to fix dinner for the family. It may be something as simple as hanging the clothes out to dry. Something simple. Everything has value. Everything is building towards this idea of a life that that you enjoy, that you respect, that you don't have to escape from because you're doing it on your own terms. So it could be something as small as doing for others or doing for yourself. Sorry, I can't even speak right now. Let's look at self-care for a little bit. For me, right, I feel like sometimes my energy is very, very muddled. I don't know which direction to go. I'm caught up in my feelings. Maybe I had a bad interaction with somebody. Maybe it was a client call that was very, very draining that day. And so the best thing I can do sometimes is to go take a shower. For me, water is the best way for me to cleanse my energy. It's very, very calming. It's very grounding. I can kind of imagine all of the weight of the emotions that started all the way up in my head from the conversation itself, kind of draining and washing off of my body. As in, I can see the water draining in, toward the drain itself from my body, and I feel better about it. I can imagine all of those uncomfortable feelings, those difficult thoughts kind of washing away from me. And so when I step out of the shower, I feel rejuvenated, I feel renewed. Sometimes it's a matter of choosing the right foods to eat. Maybe, I'm not feeling so great. Maybe it's the first day of my period. I'm kind of sluggish and not feeling, myself. And so maybe comfort food is something I indulge myself in because it makes me feel a little bit better. And so when I feel a little bit better, I can go on and start the work that I know that I want to do, which is to serve people, to listen in to the community and help wherever I can. Maybe on the flip side, it's not about eating comfort food. Maybe it's about eating stuff that is a little bit more alkaline, filled with energy and life, so that I can kind of feel the energy come back to me from my food itself, and it will help me heal my body. Maybe my stomach is upset. Maybe, I'm having a migraine. Maybe my eyes are giving me trouble, or maybe I'm having difficulty with phlegm today. So I need to eat things that would help me clear it on my own without having to resort to medications or chemicals. And so the choice to indulge in the kinds of foods that would help me heal my own body is something that will move towards me being able to serve better, to regulate my energy better. So it's a co-regulation tactic that I can choose what it is that I need in that moment, and then find my way back to my energy source and serve the way that I can. When it comes to serving other people, sometimes I have a tough time deciding what it is that I need to do so I can get out of my own funk. And for the most part, when I'm having a really difficult time with my own problems, to put my problems aside and to help somebody else usually does the trick. If that's reaching out to people and just touching base, hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Or if it's a client of mine and I've been checking in on them every day, I will do the regular, hey, have you been having trouble with the assignment? How is your journaling going? Or have you written down your 100 goals, your 100 wishes for your life? How is that helping you? Have you gotten anything that you're stuck on? And so when I ask those questions, they open up to a conversation, and more often than not, I find the answer that I need coming out of my mouth serving them. So in that effort as well, it's nothing that is halfway done. It's nothing that is for me to be ashamed or to guilt trip myself into not having done enough. There will never be enough time to do all the work that I want to do, but there's plenty of time to do something. And even then, like if it's not serving somebody else, maybe it's going back to self-care. Maybe it's the fact that I need more energy, or I'm feeling kind of lethargic, my body's kind of aching, and this happens sometimes with my age anyway. If I don't get active, my body kind of settles into this creaky, uncomfortable, arthritic feel. Okay, arthritic feel is a little bit heavy, but you know what I mean. I get this achy feeling. My back doesn't feel good. My body, my limbs, I get, my joints feel kind of achy a little bit. And so I know that when I walk, when I exercise, when I do yoga, when I really put in effort to move my body on purpose, that I feel more energy. It's almost like I'm cycling the energy. I'm getting it moving again around my body. And so my meridians feel a little bit more rejuvenated when I work out. But I don't always get to work out. So the days that I don't get to work out, I don't beat myself up. I say, I take into context what exactly happened that day, what kind of time did I have available to do the things that I wanted to do. And for the most part, I do get something done every day, something. There are no 0 days. So I would love to hear from you if you feel the same about your own life, if you feel like you found a way to not have a 0 day, or at least to see yourself as not having a 0 day. Sometimes we don't get to all of the tasks on our list. Sometimes we have to skip a couple things. Sometimes we just don't want to get out of bed, and that's, one of our MCs from our own life, where we just chill and watch Netflix, and that's what we needed that day. So in that regard, you're still doing something for yourself. You're listening to your energy. You're working on your own intuition. And in that regard, I'm hoping that you give yourself the grace to have those days where you get tons done, and those days where you just don't get very much done, but you feel pretty good about yourself. So in that regard, I think that this quote was really, really helpful. I think it's right on when it says that it's better to do less than you'd hope for than nothing at all. And I really like the idea of not having a 0 day and defining what that means for you. Not having a 0 day means that you did something for yourself. You did something that was helpful to your energy. You did something that lifted your spirit a little bit, whether it was eating ice cream straight from the container, or whether it was going out for a walk in nature, or whether it was getting a ton of things done, right? Either way, it's all based on your energy, and it's all okay. I want you to have that grace in your life. I don't want you to judge yourself for how much you did yesterday versus how much you did today. I know we're supposed to be improving every day, right? But the way we improve can be different from day to day. Sometimes it's about resetting your energy and just being chill and calm for a day instead of frenetic and running around crazy getting everything done. Sometimes you need those days. It's all about balance, right? So I'm hoping you give yourself that grace. I'm hoping this makes a little sense. And if you have any questions, as always, my comments are open for you guys. Please write in, let me know what you need, and I will see what I can do to help you out. But in the meantime, you guys, give yourself a break, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself. We've done a lot this year, and this year was definitely a tough one. I love you guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.